Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
And I'm Gus Sorola.
Some tantalizing new information leaked about Nintendo's upcoming Switch event on January 12th, including pricing, third-party exclusives, new IP, and even the long-rumored Pokemon Stars.
I'm excited. I just realized that's next week.
It is next week. I think, you know, what we should do is, honestly, we should do like a live stream.
Yeah.
During the Nintendo Direct. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going to do that. Here's it first.
So this new information comes from the reliable game journalist Laura Dale, who did an AMA on Reddit about the event where Nintendo will lay out more details about the Switch.
Dale said that the Switch should be released mid-March with an entry price around $250, and there'll be a base model with at least 32 gigabytes in hard drive space, which you would fucking hope so. She also said she expects the Switch will launch with at least 3 third-party exclusives, including the Mario Rabbids RPG.
Just throwing this out there, the phone in my pocket has more than 32 gigabytes
I know.
of space.
If I have a phone with less than 64, I'm like, why are you even here? But Nintendo.
Yeah. The Switch's initial virtual console library, however, will disappoint folks in terms of raw volume of titles, she added.
So it's Nintendo launch lineup. Asked about battery life, Dale said she's heard the Switch's battery will last about 3 hours, but she wasn't sure if that's while running at full clock speed or portable.
I've heard longer estimates since, which would lead me to suspect 3 hours is if you play a game fully clocked but not connected to power, which is doable at the very least with dev kit, she said.
Dale added that she suspects the console could last for more than 3 hours if the settings are turned down, which is more than long enough to play during even the longest of poops.
We'll see.
And if it's not, you really should see a doctor. Also, that dovetails too with what everyone was saying, where it's there was the initial report about 3 hour battery life, but then people were saying it might be up to 5, and that it would go down to 40% power when not docked, so you could get the battery life out of that power difference.
I think 3 hours is minimum what I would want. 3 hours is like a flight from Austin to LA.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember laughing at, was it the PSP or Vita for having like a 3 hour, 4 hour battery life. I love my DS.
Dale was also asked about Pokemon Stars, which has been rumored for the Switch. She said she's heard of 20 plus new monsters being saved for Stars, but she added that another journalist doesn't think that's likely. Currently there are about 80 new Pokemon across Sun and Moon, not including Alola forms, so 20 more would make it an even 100, but again, we'll have to wait and see.
Now, as for the presentation itself, Dale said that Nintendo still has some surprises in store that haven't been leaked. So, wow, really? That's possible? I'm impressed. There's a lot of third-party stuff not touched on, some hardware details, UI system-level info, and other info not yet spoiled, she said. I mean, spoiling this entire thing is kind of her job at this point.
That includes at least one new unexpected IP, she said, one that isn't a sequel or a remake. The event should also feature a playable version of the Mario game that will be available at launch.
The Switch also could have an achievement system similar to Xbox and PlayStation's trophies, Dale said. Because even though it's 2017, yes, we are using the it's 2017, Nintendo does things on its own timeline. We look forward to 2020 when Nintendo finally gets rid of friend codes. Possibly, please. There's also a question if we might see Beyond Good and Evil 2 at the January event. Dale reported recently that the game will be a timed exclusive for the Switch. She said she's heard a CGI teaser for the game is in the works, but no word if it will actually be ready for the event that's next week.
Asked if the Switch will be attractive to third-party developers, Dale said, I think it's exciting for consumers, and that excitement is attractive to devs who remember the Wii's overnight success.
Nintendo is trying awfully hard to make the Switch a truly hybrid device that straddles the line between a console and a portable, she said. A lot of that will depend, though, on how well the Switch's AAA console-type games sell. If they don't, we will likely see portable-style games made instead to cut costs, and that'll set its fate that way, she said.
Interesting way to think about it.
I mean, at least it's a backup.
It's true. Another Reddit user asked Dale if she thinks the Switch's hardware will be able to run ports of current-gen games. She said yes, with some graphical sacrifices, a little less of everything, but the same core experience, Dale said.
So, again, typical Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
As for how it stacks up to the Wii U, Dale said she fully believes the Switch's games, even undocked, will run better than they do on the Wii U. Expect draw distance, physics simulations, etc., all to be improved on Switch, she said.
Asked about the overall performance of the Switch, Dale said that people should temper their expectations. I think anyone expecting an Xbox One or PS4 able to be carried in your pocket with great battery and a decent price was delusional, she said. From the obvious department.
Yeah.
Is there anybody think
Justin!
If you're thinking that, maybe you don't know how technology works.
Yeah, the Switch is not for you if that's what your requirement. Dale has said she thinks the day one lineup for the Switch will include a 3D Mario game, Mario Rabbids RPG, a Splatoon port, a version of Skyrim, and Just Dance 2017. Dale said she's heard of Wii Remote support for some games as well, but not all titles.
All in all, Dale thinks that fans will be excited by the January 12th event.
I'm excited by it.
I'm super excited.
It's not even here yet.
It's next week.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I think folk have most of the major pieces of the puzzle, but you're going to be excited seeing it all come together cohesively, she said in the AMA.
Of course, the hype for the Switch continues to build now that we're days away from the event and about 2 months out from a possible release.
That's so crazy to me. I mean,
so soon.
Yeah, we're used to waiting like a year and a half at this point. So the fact that it was announced and is coming in a matter of months, I mean, they really Fallout 4'd it. Already, the Switch is apparently available for pre-order as well on GameStop Italy's website, which was spotted by a NeoGAF poster. The Switch's price was listed at almost 400 euros, but the poster noted that that appears to be a placeholder price and not the official price.
That's a spicy meatball. There's also a possible clue that Nintendo might be bringing back Eternal Darkness for the Switch. Nintendo filed again to extend the trademark for the horror title that was released in 2002 for the GameCube. This is the third time the publisher has re-registered the trademark, but there's a possibility that it could be linked to the Switch reveal. I loved Eternal Darkness.
Yes, I'd love to see it come back.
The game was so good.
Now, what do you expect to see at the Switch reveal event? Pie in the sky, just throw reality out the window. What would you like to see?
Portable Xbox One or PS4 with a super long battery life I can put in my pocket.
Right, except for that. Except for that. Let us know in the comments.
And for all your Nintendo Switch news, be sure to like this video and subscribe to The Know.
Golden Sun 4.
Golden Sun 4?
Golden Sun.
What would I like to see? Tactics Ogre. I'm thinking of all Game Boy games. Advance Wars.
I would like to see a new Pilot Wings.
Ooh, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes.
It's been a long time since we've seen one of those.
That would be